Right, hello. Today, what are we making? We're going to make an elephant. So here is this little guy. Now, he looks solid, but actually, there's a hole here, and he's actually hollow inside. His head is hollow, and his body is hollow. His ears are stuck on. His tail is stuck beautifully to the back, not sticking out. His tusks are sticking out, but they're still very close to his trunk, so it won't fall off. And the trunk is not too long, otherwise it too would fall off. It's got a nice little curve in it. Got some little eyes looking at you, got some nostrils in that, and then two large Nelly ears. Right, so how are we going to do this? We've got our ball of clay. We're going to half it. Remember, the easiest way to half is to actually twist it, and it comes half quite quickly. Put half to one side, get the other half, and twist it again. Now you've got two balls. Okay, these balls we're going to turn into pinch pots, and the pinch pots we're going to stick together and make the body. So pinch pot number one, if you remember, for a pinch pot, we've got a nice ball, flat into shape. We're going to use our thumb, and we're going to push our thumb in, and we're going to go round in a circle, okay, until we've got a nice round shape. What we're trying to end up with is that all over this piece, it is the same thickness. So the bottom here, where it goes to the inside, is as thick as the edges. So it's a nice even dome. We then get the other one, and we'd get the same size. So again, I'm putting my thumb in, I'm turning it round, and I'm working from the bottom to the top, spinning it round so that you can see, and I'm pinching it up into a nice pinch pot. Now, what we need is the two things to be the same size, and we also need our two little pots to be a bit flat. So dab them on the table. Again, make sure that nothing here is thicker than your finger. So that's nice and even. That's been patted. This one's nice and even. And that's been patted. So you want these two to be about the same size, which is great. They're now been flat because they're patted. We use our magic stick. And again, we are just doing the cross hatching. Cross, 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 cross. And here, cross hatching, cross hatching, cross hatching. Magic paintbrush with water. You're dabbing the water on. What you don't want to do is flatten all those lovely ridges that you've made with your marking stick. Right. These two, we then squish together. Okay, because they're a similar size, it's going to squish together quite nicely, and we're going to pull the one lot of clay over the other one. We're doing that, and once you've got that air trapped inside, which is what we're doing, in that tummy, this is going to be a very strong shape because we now have sealed and trapped all that air inside. So this is now a beautiful ball shape that can be used as the basis for many different pottery creations. You can use this for pigs, dragons, all sorts of different animals, but today we're going to make it into an elephant. So here we have the elephant's lovely body. Okay. The next thing you want to do is squeeze out that head. So to squeeze out the head, you're going to give it and just start squeezing out the head. So you can see how already I've changed it from a round ball to a slightly elongated shape where the head is smaller. This little guy, his head is much smaller than his body. So we'll get that. We can even make it longer, diddly-do, into a much longer shape. And as you go along, you can keep refining the shape of this elephant and its body. But you're starting off with the basic, I guess, avocado shape. Right. Now we're going to make the legs. So you want to break off 4 pieces of clay, similar size. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now remember, nothing's going to be thicker than your finger, so you want to make the legs as thick as your finger or slightly less. You don't want to make them too long because again they'll fall off. So you want to do nice little strong short elephant legs. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, and as I'm rolling it, it's picking up the lovely fabric from my mat that I'm working on. Okay, you want to smack them down on the ground so they get nice and flat. Okay, right, now we're going to join them. How do we do that? Well, we find the top of our elephant, okay, and again we're going to do the cross hatching and we're going to attach our elephant legs. So they all get cross hatch 1, cross hatch 2, cross hatch 3, cross hatch 4. Okay, making sure of course that none of these guys are thicker than your finger. And we go to our elephant and we cross hatch 1, cross hatch 2, cross hatch 3, cross hatch 4. You can see I'm doing that there. Right, then I get my magic water, my special water, and I stick it on. Stick it on 1, stick it on 2, stick it on 3, stick it on 4. Now because these are quite important pieces and they mustn't fall off, okay, we now need to do an extra little bit of sticking. So if you see here on this elephant, what I've got is I have done some extra little sausages. So I make a little sausage and I add it on, and then you can see I'm starting to smoothen it out. And over here these sausages have actually been smoothed out with my fingers. So you start with adding the sausage and you smooth it out. All right, so you need some more clay, you need some more sausages, and you need to also dab your guy. All right, sausage number 1, sausage number 2. How are your sausages coming on? Are you guys doing this at the same time as me, or are you doing it afterwards? Right, so I've got my sausages. I'm going to do my cross hatching. And even while you're cross hatching, you're grabbing some of the clay from the top of the leg and you're pulling it down. Is it going in focus? Come on, focus. It's then going down onto the body, and that is also making it a very good join. Because what we're going to have is this clay is going to last for well over 20,000 years, and whatever you create, you want it to actually look good for those 20,000 years. You don't want to have a 3-legged or, heaven forbid, a 2-legged elephant. I'm dipping my sausages in water. I'm starting from the outside and I'm popping it in. Starting from the outside, popping it in. From the outside, popping it on. And from the outside, and popping it on. So now to use my fingers to smoothen it out, I'm going to start in the middle. Okay, you can see here. And I'm going to be smoothing it on leg by leg, and actually with my nail smoothing it down to the bottom and smoothing it up to the top. And so you can no longer see that sausage, and it has worked as really good join between the leg and the body, and you should actually then not be able to see it. Okay? Now I'm going to quickly do this. You guys talk amongst yourselves. And hopefully I can edit this out because it's taking too long. There we go. And you also want to make sure that the inside is nice and tidy. Right. Now that you've got them joined properly, okay, you can shape them a bit better. You can see if they've got elbows, knees. Do elephants have elbows or knees? Right. And then what I find is really beautiful is using the back end of this and creating the elephant toes. Can you guys see what I've done there? I've used the back of this to actually draw on the elephant toes. And that can work quite nicely. Right, so far I've got the body, right? And then a little head. While we're here, do I want to do the tail? Long tail, short tail. Again, the important thing to remember with the tail, not just cross-hatching. Okay, but also that you're sticking it to the body. Okay, you're sticking it to the body, and again, you're making that top bit go smooth so it actually joins, and the bottom bit is then just pressed onto the body in a happy little tail-like fashion. Right? So, elephant base done. Now what else do we need? We now need this beautiful trunk. So, would you believe the trunk is another sausage? So, here we go. A nice sausage. Not too long, not too short. Right. Would you believe we need to cross hatch it to add it? So we do our cross hatching. Right, and we're trying to get that to join in nice and seamlessly. Okay, using our fingers. Right. It might want a little bit extra support like the legs got so that it doesn't fall off. And that way you get a good shape. Right. Now, so we've got that, which you might want to bring back. You want to shape the end of the thing. So to shape it, if you have a little look here, I've got his nostrils. I'm smoothing it down like that. And then I'm going to use the pointy end and I'm going to go pointy, pointy to create the two little nostrils and then giving it that lovely curl back. Okay, I'm starting to get a little smile in there. Right, now we want to get those ears in. So the ears, would you believe, are two sausages, okay, of a similar shape. Again, it's good to make sure they're a similar size before you start. There you go. And then what you're doing is you're pinching them, okay, from the inside. You're pinching one side more than the other. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm pinching one side more than the other. And I'm getting that ear shape. And then I'm doing the other one, and I'm pinching the one side, so the one side's flatter and that side's wider. And I'm pinching it, pinching it, pinching it, pinching it, pinching it, pinching it. Okay, to get the nice elephant shape, nice ear shape. Right, and here we go. And then we're going to add them on. Right, so here we go with our elephants. We've got our two shapes like that. Now the sides that were thicker, the sides that we weren't pinching, can now go against the body. So we're going to do like that. So you're going to cross hatch in the middle, cross hatch in the middle, cross hatch over here and here. Get the water done, get the water done, da-dum, da-dum. And then we can stick on our ears. Okay, here you might want a little bit of help. You might not want to use your fingers, so you'll do one ear at a time. Okay, and you're going to join it with maybe the back of the paintbrush, or maybe the back of that, and you're going to just grab the clay to make sure that it sticks nice and properly and it's smoothed off. So you can see I've attached it initially quite harsh, okay, and then I'll smoothen it afterwards once I know that it's stuck properly. Okay, so again, sticking this on. Okay, I'm going to really, move this guy out the way, stick it on hard. Okay, and stick it on the back, and then I will smoothen it once it's properly stuck. Okay, what's quite nice, just getting a dab of water. If you take that, dab of water, and then you can smoothen it on with the water, and it's then smoothing out quite nicely. Smoothing out quite nicely. There we go. Right, now this little guy needs some eyes. I think we'll just do tiny little eyes, like that. Needs a nice mouth. Drawing on the nice mouth. Okay. Smoothing the nose a little bit more. Right. And then we need some little tusks. And we can get 2 tusks. And we can get them watered. And some you might want to actually stick it inside the mouth. You might want to stick it near the mouth. And just get that, make those holes for them. Make sure they're nice and wet and stick them in. Stick them in. Okay. Then you can close the mouth again and make it all nice and happy. Using your finger perhaps, using your tools, you've then got the happy mouth and those there. Right. You can have a little look. What else does he need? Maybe he needs a bow tie. Maybe he needs a hat. Maybe he needs an umbrella. Maybe he needs nothing. Have a look, see what you think. And then remember to paint him and put your name on. You might want to make him blue. You might want to make him pink. You might want to make her green. See what you fancy. We don't need to have African elephants being African coloured. There can be all kinds of patterns, all kinds of things. The last thing to do, once you're totally finished, is to get a sharp bit and puncture it. Okay, because remember, you've created that seal inside, and what you need to do is then create its belly button so that the air can go inside. The clay will shrink as it dries. As all the water goes out, it shrinks, and so you want to be able to let the elephant shrink naturally and let the air come out. Otherwise, you might find it pops. Right, here we go. Here's your happy elephant. You get going, get making, enjoy.